Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I've just returned from a holiday, a little 10-nighter on the Ruby Princess just up the east coast of Australia. I visited 4 port stops and a scenic viewing of Willis Island. I've got a heap of things for you guys to see. I've popped those on the screen just now and so much more. I've even got a Cairns Pub that has some great value lunch for you guys. So let's get started on this, and for anyone tuning in who just wants to jump to a certain part, I've placed some minutes below for you in the description if you just want to jump to those and see the information. Let's get started. And I thought I'd start with the classic sail out of Sydney Harbour. It really is a great port to sail out of. Even if you were sailing out of White Bay and not Circular Quay, which is where this one is sailed out of, White Bay goes under the bridge and you still get these fabulous views and fabulous photos. I've sped it up slightly just because we've got a lot to get through, and especially sped up right near the end just to show you where the ship is starting to turn in order to get its position to get out of Sydney Harbour. So enjoy the views. Now let's enter and explore my interior cabin, but before I show you it, I just want to point out that Ruby Princess will be Ocean Medallion ready around February-March 2020. The arrow on your screen now is just to show you exactly what that medallion will look like, as in that little screen there, that little circular medallion in the middle. That's what you'll have with you instead of the cruise card, which I'm using in this video to open the door. This is my interior cabin before the bunk bed, and this is after. So this is just so that you get an idea of what it looks like with just the twin bed setup, and then if you do require a third or fourth person, this is the bedding arrangement and what it will look like. Now let's have a little bit of an exploration here. This shows you where they store the bunk during the day. You can ask them to keep it down all day if you prefer. Nice big television screen, much bigger than the Sea Princess. We then have 2 American plugs just down near the phone there. There's also a little minibar fridge. You can purchase the items, ask them to bring it up to you during room service also. We've then got the wardrobe just here. Plenty of space. We just asked for more hangers. There just wasn't enough for the 3 of us. And a nice little side area here. That comes with a safe, of course. And now just to enter the bathroom here. The shower, you should point out, is smaller than other cruise ships that I've been on. It was actually one of the smallest I've ever had. I do worry about someone who may be over 6 feet, in all honesty. And that just there is a pull-out wire where you can hang some clothing on if you were to wash any. The lights are all good, they're all quite bright. So just a few quick shots just to give you some clarification there, just a bit slower on those. Now I'm going to take you on a tour of the atrium. I'm going to start with deck 5, which is where this is currently being filmed from. Everybody's moving a little bit faster because I've sped the video up just slightly just so we can get through it. I will take you closer. This is just me doing a quick scan around. So this is Vines. This is a wine bar. And if you purchase a wine, you also get tapas or sushi with it. You can't just walk up, you have to actually purchase the drink with it. That's the future cruise sales area, where you can pick up a brochure, book a future cruise, or pop down a deposit for a future cruise. This is the internet cafe. You don't have to use this area to access the internet if you've got your own tablet or a phone, but for those who'd like to use a larger computer, they can pop in there. And in this area you might find some games during the day. the champagne waterfall, which I do have images of to show you later, but also some entertainment. You just saw a piano back there. There'll maybe perhaps be a piano player or maybe a string duo or singer. There's a dining room down there where those two gentlemen were coming out of. And this is the International Cafe. They serve drinks. The drinks are to be paid for. It's coffees, teas, hot chocolates, that sort of thing. They do serve breakfast, lunch and dinner down here if you didn't want to go to the dining room or buffet. They are all free. It's just a matter of walking up and telling them what you would like. This is the art gallery. You can purchase art in auctions on board. They do have all different sorts of budgets. It is one of the larger art galleries that you can find at sea. A lot of them do have quite a small space, but this one does have a nice space to walk through. That is the International Cafe. And just a close-up photo for you guys for the different food that they have. They've also got the dessert one there. They also do gelato, however this is $1.50, so you have to pay for it, and you do get 3 scoops. So quite a lot. Now we'll venture up to deck 6. So starting our tour of deck 6 of the atrium area. Again, just starting off with a quick scan before I do get walking around for you. This is the casino known as Gatsby's. You're not permitted to go in and film the casino, so just done a bit of a zoom in there for you guys. I do have some stills that I'll show you as well of the casino just after this. This is a machine where you can tap your card. You will tap your medallions on that circular piece at the bottom there in the future once that comes into play, as mentioned earlier in the video. And that's where you can check your bill. This is the first lot of stores that you can shop in while on board. They sell the liquor, as you just spotted there, but also a selection of souvenirs and clothing. And that was Stanley the bear that you just saw back there, that big bear. You can't buy the big bear, but you can buy the small bears. And just another view of the atrium of me looking down on it from deck 6. And walking past the reception area there. That's another one of those machines where you can scan your card, just tap it to the circle and you'll get a bill printed out. We do recommend checking your bill every couple of days just to make sure that there's no errors on the bill. It's just a good thing to keep track of your spend as well. This is the Captain's Circle area, so where you can check anything to do with your membership. This is the second store on board. It's known for selling bags, as you can see, but also some jewelry. Those of you who are a fan of Swarovski crystals, they do sell a few of the figurines that you'll see in this shop, but also jewelry. So it is a great place to actually get it at a discounted price, especially those from Australia. Much cheaper than buying it on land. And just heading over here. That's an ATM, just to show you that they do have one on board. It does have a fee though. You can also check with the reception area if they do have any foreign currency. This is one of the dining rooms. It's the one that's on deck 6. There is one on deck 5 as well. And just to show you that they do have maps near the elevators on each floor. The little circle there, you'll be able to tap, as noted in the past section of this video, hold your medallion up to it and get lots of information for the future. Now heading up to deck number 7. The first area of interest is Crooners Bar up here on the left. There's always people in here. It's very, very popular, and especially at night, just zooming in there to show you, there's a piano at the back, and there was a lady who would sing each night, and she was quite interactive. She brought up a couple of audience, I call them audience, bar attendees, and they would sing with her. She offered to sing with a few of them. And now I'm just going to run through some drinks in the drink menu located here at Crooners Bar. Just going to focus the camera for you, and hopefully you'll get a really good idea of what's on offer and what sort of prices you're looking at. Just note, of course, these can change, of course, when you do come on your cruise in the future. And that's all the drinks there. I hope you got a good idea there. And now we're just going to go for a quick scan around. Just taking you over here to Essence. It's the entry point here, and you can turn right to get perfumes, makeup, that sort of thing. And we have done some price comparison with places like Maya for things like the Chanel and the Dior, and it is really, really great prices. I am speaking in terms of Australia just because I know the Australian prices, and in comparison there was quite a bit of savings there. And to the left over here is the watch area. And just to continue our walk, just going to show you some of these watches that they decorate the windows with. If you've got a watch in mind, certainly price it before you get on the ship, and then you can notice what your real savings are. That's always a good idea. Walking through here, this is the Wheelhouse Bar on the left. That's also the entry to the Salty Dog Gastro Pub. I will do a review on that later on. You walk into the Wheelhouse, you turn right, and there's some seating. I'll just show you that now. So that's still the Wheelhouse. Then you turn to the right, and that's where they seat you for the Salty Dog. And this is another popular jewelry shop that's on board, Effie. It's on every single Princess ship. They do lots of little raffles and giveaways and things like that. This is the Cher Excursion desk. And they also have, new to this one, there's now some iPads that sit out on the side here. And if you didn't want to speak to someone, you can certainly log on and book it yourself. And continuing the walk through here, it's one of the many exits to the promenade, which is located on deck 7. I do have a video of me going around that just to give you an idea that you can go around it. So I will show you that later on. And this is just the entrance to the Princess Theatre. There is another on the other side. Got the accessible seating at the back here. And I believe I was told this seats 822 people. Now, just to take a brief departure from the cruise ship, welcome to Airlie Beach. It was my first port of call on this trip. The good thing about it is you get a tender to the terminal right here in that shot, and you can actually just walk to the township. It's all completely flat. You walk by this lovely marina. I left the sound on for you guys on this occasion. Lots of wind about that day, but it was hot wind, so it was a very, very hot day when we got there. They did have some lovely market stalls all set up for us, just in that pic there. And now I'm just going to take you on a brief little tour of Airlie Beach, just what you can see when you get off and just choose to walk around. There's lots of quaint little shops that you can stop in. And there's also quite a few information booths where you can book tours from. But remember, if you do decide to do that, 100% ask them how long it is, when you'll be back, because you need to make that tender in order to get back to the ship. So if you do miss that, you will be stuck and needing to make your way to the next port of call to join the ship again. So just to give you an idea of what the setup is, you just walk straight up and straight back again. Gives you a little something to do. If you're not into shops, you can head down this little side part and you've got the beach right there. So you can wear your swimmers and just go for a dip. You can get some great photos around here. The lovely clear water and gorgeous sky. We had a great day for it. And there's the ship out there in the distance. Now when you depart the port, you'll be on a tender. You also got that going. And for those who haven't been on a tender before, this is what it looks like. Now, I do suffer from motion sickness and often seasickness if it's quite rough. So I actually aim to sit up the top of a tender. I just find the air does help me. I do still have my wristbands on and I've taken my tablets ahead of time as well. And I've sped this up just to give you an idea of what it's like. If I was to let it go for the full length, it would be a good 25 to 30 minutes. But I do find it nice to sit up there. You do get some nice photos when you sit up there, but I ultimately sit up there just to get a lot of the air, because when you are downstairs, I do find it a bit stuffy. If you are a bit like me and do suffer from motion sickness, then your best bet is to either try to get upstairs. It can get full, that's just the reality, or try to sit near the opening partitions downstairs of where you enter and exit. That's them just down there. You'll just be close to be able to feel the air on your face. It's just a bit nicer there. And voila, we're there. And you just pop off and you can take the lift or walk up the stairs to your room. Welcome back on board. I'm just going to show you some photos and videos from the first formal evening. It's where they do their champagne waterfall, and they've got singers and people gather around and have a look and get pictures taken with the champagne waterfall. There will also be waiters walking around giving out drinks, so enjoy the entertainment. Welcome to Yorkeys Knob, also the Cairns port of call. Now, if you're on a smaller ship that can dock in Cairns, you won't need a tender, but if you're on a large ship, it'll say Yorkeys Knob and you'll need to get a tender in port. There's barely anything to do at Yorkeys Knob, so if you're wanting to explore Cairns, you will need to either take a cab or shuttle bus. The shuttle bus cost us $20 per person round trip. Not bad once I saw how far away Cairns was. If you are going to take a cab, my best thing if you're looking to save is to share the cab with someone else. Now I'm just going to take you on a brief tour of Cairns now. Just starting with the art gallery, it is free entry, so great for those who don't have a shore excursion booked and would just like to walk around Cairns. It's a very walkable city centre, all flat, kind of laid out a bit like a grid. I'm not big on sunbaking, so I just popped over to Cairns Central here. This is just a large shopping mall. It has a food court if you're looking to save money on food, but also a great place to go if you're looking to get out of the heat. Directly across from that photo is this area, the Grand Hotel. This is where we actually ate at. This is just a little pub. It has great value for money for their meals. And the meals were so filling. I had the $3 taco special. We were there on a Sunday, so I got 2 chicken tacos that cost $6. That's those there. We also got a chicken burger that was actually on a flyer sitting on the menu area. It was $10. And the chicken wrap also on the menu at $10. We did regret it because we couldn't eat our dinner. Welcome back on board. I'm going to start with a tour of the upper decks now. This is the Movies Under the Stars seating area. They'll usually show concerts or films during the day and films at night. Now I'm up on deck 17 looking down at that pool on deck 14. That's known as the terrace pool. It's located at the back of the ship. I often find it's quite bare. It doesn't have as many people there, so a good place if you're looking for a quieter pool. And some hot tubs there. This is deck 15. It's where I guess you'd class it as the main pool area, but also lots of bars and eating down here. This is slice and coffee and cones. The cones are soft serve, they're free. The slice is the pizza, and you need to pay for any coffees. The Salty Dog Grill is what you see on this menu here, so you can get a bit of something different. You're just going to pay a surcharge on the Ernesto burger because that is something you can get at the Salty Dog Gastro Pub, and that's a paying one for evenings. That's the Horizon Court where the buffet is. Adagio is a bar. Next door is Curtis Stone's Cher restaurant. It's a surcharge-based restaurant. I won't give you the price only because it can obviously increase, but as well as that you've got US dollars, Australian dollars, and it will fluctuate depending on that and sometimes on the length of your cruise. Skywalkers nightclub. Apologies about the camera here, it was just trying to adjust. A bit dark for you. This is on deck 18, so you can come up here at any time, but it won't really be happening until the evening when you'll be able to get some bar service or have a boogie on the dance floor. This is the Lotus Spa. I couldn't go in there for obvious reasons, just there'll be too many personal things going on in there. But just to give you a little look at it there. Plenty of things that you can get, massages, facials, plenty. I'm going to jump to the kids area for you and just show you what the kids get up to. So this is the 13 to 17-year-old board, just of those who have children and might be interested to know what they do. Then I snuck a peek through. This is the 8 to 12 area, just having a look through there. This was in port, so that's why it's shut and no one's in there. And again, just going to show you the board. Focus the camera. I thought this just gives you a nice idea if you were keen to find out what they do on board with children. Then this is the 3 to 7-year-olds. Now I've jumped down to deck 7. This is the Explorers Lounge. It's got a lovely bar out the what I would call the front there. And they also host a few events in here, art auctions, trivia, nice place to sit as well. If you walk along deck 7, you'll hit Reflections. Oh, excuse me. Reflections is the DVD. This is the photo gallery. And at the back again is Club Fusion. They've got some gorgeous decorations on the board. It was Hollywood based, so I really loved all the pictures. Again, they'll host a few events in there. The Crown Grill, also on deck 7. Again, it's a surcharge steakhouse based restaurant. I'll just run through the menu here for you. Obviously the menu can change, but I've not seen it change too much over the years. The chips are really good. And that's just the seating inside the Crown Grill. And I've jumped back to deck 7 still, but at the piano bar, and then at deck 6 to finish off at the casino. Now for the review of the Salty Dog Gastro Pub. This is a cover charge area. It cost us 18 Australian per person. It will alter depending on the US dollar at the time. The appetizer everybody receives is breadsticks with beer cheddar fondue. We got 2 lots as there was 3 of us dining. These were so good. That fondue was amazing. I would have been perfectly content just munching on these all night. The menu has all of these items on it and you get to pick 2 out of these items. I started with the charred asparagus and toasted halloumi cheese. I really liked it because it was very light because I knew I was going to be having something a bit heavier next. I loved the smoky flavour of the asparagus with the halloumi cheese. It was really tasty. The next item was a wild mushroom saute. If you're a big fan of mushrooms, my mum says to definitely recommend that. And my dad had the Maryland style jumbo lump crab cake and he thought that was very tasty also. I then had the lobster mac and cheese. It is bite sized, but it's more than enough. And the lobster pieces on top were quite chunky bites too, and the mac and cheese was very flavoursome. The Ernesto burger is what both my parents picked. They said it was a very tasty burger, but they would have liked it to be bigger in size. It is more of a slider size, but it's their specialty, it's what they're known for, and it was very nice. And I've just been reminded to tell you to watch out for the jalapeno on there because that was very hot. On to dessert. 2 of us had strawberries and cream. I would describe the consistency of it as custard-like, but it's strawberry flavoured, so it doesn't taste like custard, just the consistency. And when you mixed it in with the honeycomb, it was really nice. And lastly, the lemon posette. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but I'm going with that. It has a pistachio crunch, and I'd describe the texture as being a cross between a panna cotta crossed with yogurt, something like that for a consistency, but it has a very strong lemon zest flavour, so for those who love their citrus, this is a great one. And the verdict is yes, we definitely recommend doing this. I myself gave it a 10, my parents each gave it an 8. We would definitely do it again. We had a fabulous server, her name was Crystal, she was one of the best servers we'd had on board, and it was just a very enjoyable experience. Welcome to Port Douglas, our next port of call. This one again was a tender. You arrive at this lovely marina and it's very walkable. They had market stalls set up for us, and just to get to the main drag of shops and restaurants and cafes, very walkable. You can also book tours when you arrive here. Again, this isn't with the ship, so ensure that you do get back on time to get back to the ship. Just a nice cute shot there with the emus. I thought they were cute. I'll describe this similar to Airlie Beach, but I felt it was very green. That's just the feeling I got as I was walking around. I thought there's some lovely grass and green. I really like their bins. I thought they were very cute. Nice little pubs around. And some lovely shops. What is Willis Island cruising, I hear you ask? It is literally that island in the middle there. It has a weather station on it. You go out to the fresh air and you have a look at it. They release a balloon. believe it or not, that's it. And yes, you continue to cruise by. We were lucky enough that we were cruising during Halloween. The staff really get into it. You can tell that they just adore this time. I think it's because they don't have to wear their uniforms. As you can tell, it is decorated, but it's not too over the top. If you don't want to partake, you don't have to. I would say that only 5% did out of all the passengers. You can see it in that picture there. But it's really nice to see all the staff get really into it, and they're so cheery throughout the day. You can get pictures with them. Some, like this guy, were fabulous. He didn't talk the whole time and he made drinks in the mask. It was really, really cool. They do like you to take pictures of them, and it's okay. I asked this guy and he didn't say a word because he was being the Night King. And I've just got to show you now, just after this, one of the competitions they had during Halloween.
Mummy number 1! Yay! Mummy number 2! Yay! Mummy number 3! Yay! Mummy number 4! Yay! It's so close, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I found Wally! There's Wally and Waldo! Hey, that was an easy game. Now go hide again, we'll do it again. Alrighty, the winner of a money wrapping competition is team number 2!
A fun thing you can do on board, if you are a singer of course, or you like singing, is to partake in the Voice of the Ocean. All you do is you sign up on the day that they have auditions. You'll sing in front of everyone in that particular room. It's just an audience of your passengers. We'll then get given a piece of paper. We vote for who we'd like to get voted in. They usually have 2 rounds of 8 to 10 people, and whoever gets voted in will go and be on stage at the end and sing in the Voice of the Ocean. Here's one of the auditionees that we really liked.
Theater, Deck 674. At the same time, please, the next up, Lotus Bar, Normally, Enrique was the last one to show, but today is different. He's running fast today. All right.
And at the end of your cruise, they will do the Parade of the Baked Alaska, where the majority of the crew members who worked in the dining room will parade it around the room for you, and everybody cheers and claps for them as a way of saying thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I do hope you made it all the way through, or at least went to the little parts that interest you the most. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please do so, and you'll receive notifications from YouTube about any additional videos that I make. And please hit the like button. Thank you.